last lesson, we looked at some of the important practical considerations about the best way to prepare to play a great guitar solo in a live performance. In today's lesson, we're going to concentrate on the all-important first few notes of your solo. The timing and phrasing of the entry into your solo is largely determined by how long the solo is going to be. Of course, in some bands, for some performances, the length of the solo is something that is left for you to decide as lead guitarist spontaneously on the night. But more often than not, it's something that has been decided in rehearsal. If you know your solo is going to last for, say, 3 minutes or more, then you can very deliberately delay your entry into the solo or make it very minimal. Maybe something like this. Providing that you then go on to build the energy and shape the solo so that it holds the audience's interest right up until the end, then this is actually quite a nice way to start a solo, and one that is used very effectively by some great guitarists. Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead, Carlos Santana, Dave Gilmour, Pink Floyd, Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits. These are all names that spring to mind when you think of masters of the slow burning fuse approach to starting a solo. But if you've agreed in rehearsal with the rest of the band that this solo should only last, say, 1 verse, then this approach will produce a very poor result, because your solo will be over long before it's really had a chance to catch fire. In the case of the shorter solo, a good tip is to get a head start. In this case, make sure you're ready well ahead of time, and then come in with a phrase that uses up the last part of the bar before the solo is really due to start. In some cases, this can even mean starting the solo whilst the last vocal line is still sounding. Gotta stop the children, what's that sound? Everybody knows what's going down. This has to be done just right, but it can be a very effective way of grabbing the audience's attention at that crucial point. Exactly what kind of phrase you start your solo off with is also strongly influenced by what you know is coming next. A good solo should have something of a shape to it. We'll be exploring that in more detail in the next lesson. But for now, let's just say that because you want to save your best for later in the solo, you want to start your solo with a lick that carries enough impact and energy to grab the audience's attention, but isn't so powerful that it leaves no room for development. This, of course, raises the question of what exactly creates energy in a lick. And this has a number of answers. Energy in music can be created by speed, note density, created by repeating the same rhythmic phrase over and over again, by playing higher, or by use of vibrato technique, sound to play with more treble, more sustain, or outright distortion. So it makes sense not to launch into your solo with the highest, fastest, grungiest, trebliest sounding lick that you can possibly play. Simply because that gives you nowhere to go with your solo that won't sound like a come down. Better then to start somewhere near the middle of the range in terms of energy, leaving yourself room to then develop on from there. As the solo progresses. If you found this little lesson interesting, please click on the like button if there is one, or leave a comment, and do feel free to share the video with your friends. And if you'd like to gain full access to all our guitar teaching materials, please visit the Secret Guitar Teacher site and take a free look round at what's available there. See you again soon.